Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Thursday live stream where, yes, we'll be talking about all the latest info and tactics and tips and everything else for everything Transformers Earth Wars. So, with the apes cancelling today's stream, not too sure why. A lot of sort of speculation saying like, oh, the game's shutting down. No, guys, come on. The game's not shutting down because Space Ape have cancelled a stream. It could be that someone's ill. It could be that something big's happened behind the scenes. We don't know. But it's not the first time they've cancelled a stream, so I would not worry, guys. But yeah, with them cancelling the stream, which means that we've got more to show, really. It's kind of exclusive. So we've got all the new Ability 11s, which are in the game right now, so go and check them out. We're going to talk a bit about them. Talk about the sort of play test behind it and what our ideas were and things like that. And then we're going to take a look at the new G1 cores as well. We're going to take a look at them, and they're probably going to be out in a week's time, we expect. And they're mostly signed off with at least one change, which we can talk about. But yeah, they're pretty much signed off, ready to go, so we can talk about them as well. Then we're going to talk a bit about more about G1 cores and relevance and things like that. And we're also going to talk about a neat combo that I think many have been waiting for. Maybe that's maybe a bit more relevant now and could be relevant maybe. But yeah, a bit about that later as well. You know, I like to sort of leave this thing on a cliffhanger, so you guys stay tuned. But yeah, and then obviously we're going to go through a few war attacks as well. Just to help some people that are fighting in Prime League. I found quite a bit of form recently in Prime League, thanks to a particular bot that I've covered, which has helped me out that situation. That was always a problem for me, was that cluster. I needed a solution for that cluster. I always said that I wanted to do it for the cheapest way possible. And I found it in Roadbuster, basically, and I can't sing high enough praises for this bot, honestly. It has totally transformed my game. The only problem I had was that cluster, that was it. That was make or break for me. But he's honestly solved that. So yeah, I think it's absolutely amazing. Go and check out all my videos, guys. There's some more coming this week being posted. Don't forget, all my members get early access to videos. There's videos there that have been posted to members that have been there a week or so and probably be there for another week or so. When we do the interviews with Space Ape, they're going to get priority on it. When I do my videos with Tex, they get priority on it. So if you want to get priority on all my content, guys, and consider being a member. But as always, don't forget, if you are watching live, if you're watching later on, this is a video you're watching, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. That's the most important thing. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you a penny. It just means that you get to see all my videos and streams as they come up, and you don't miss it. Just make sure you click that subscribe button and click that notification bell as well. Don't forget that. Many people say like, oh, I didn't get a notification. Usually it's a settings in your notification or a setting within YouTube somewhere, because even I looked and there were some channels I weren't getting notifications for, and I was surprised actually when I looked. So I delved a bit deeper. So yeah, if you're not getting notifications for the streams, guys, then go and check it out. But I do post it in various places, so you can just follow that link as well if you know what time we're streaming at. But dead quick, just don't forget, guys, that daylight savings is coming in a few weeks. So my stream time will change. If you're in the USA, I'm not even sure how it will change. It'll be an hour either way. And I think the daylight savings for America is a couple of weeks later. And so then it'll go back to normal again. So it will change for a couple of weeks, guys. Keep that in mind if you're in the US. But the best way, again, is just to hit that subscribe button. And then it doesn't matter what time I go live, you'll know that I'm live. So, yeah. Cool. But as always, let's say some hello. See who we've got in the chat as always. Have a look. So I started the stream quite early today, and the reason for that is that if people aren't getting notifications, I wanted to sort of put it out there and make sure that some people are saying they get notifications late. So I thought if I put it out nice and early, everyone will get notification at some point today saying I'm going to be live, and you can sort of click that notify me button. So just trying to help the everyone get notifications. That's all I'm trying to do. And thought people could just plan their day and go, yeah, okay, I'll wait for Wozza stream. But yeah, it was quite early. But a few people got in here quite early, and apologies the chat doesn't go all the way back like it should. So apologies if I missed anyone out. But we've got Eros, we've got Penny Lancaster, and again, thanks for being a member. We've got Snakes waiting for his 10 Prem opening. Waiting a while. I'd say when I get 1,000 crystals, I'll do 1,000 Prem opening. Well, turns out I'm just waiting for any new content. That's what I'm waiting for. New content that involves crystals, and then they'll all get pulled. But until then. We've also got Ricky Lau as well. We've got Chris Harmon. How's it going, buddy? We've got Mitchell VF1J. We've got Luke B. We've got Volcanicus #1. We've got Big Blade 297 as well. We've got Lord Avix and Jason Rowley. We've also got Carnage Macite. We have Charlie Plays. We've got... That's what we got. Let's have a look. Mercenary Terror. Good to see you as well. We've also got Candyman. William Wilkinson. How's it going, buddy? Runner Van Holland. We've got Matt Polar. So the Roly Poly brothers are in the house tonight. We've got Stay Puff, my good friend. Good to see you. We've got Kristen Jones, my brother, Grind Time, as always. We've also got A. Hello. We've got David Janke, I think. I hope I pronounced that right. My good friend MD Prime, good to see you as well. We've got one of my moderators, Crush at 11, good to see you. We've got World78, one of my members as well, good to see you. We've got Danny Lim. We've got James Oliver. How's it going? We've got Jason Kenyon. We've got my good friend Garrett. And I think that is Rodri891 as well. Missed you out. And I think that is everyone. So apologies if I've missed anyone out. But I think that is everyone. Oh, yeah, Jackman. Yeah, I was telling you when I saw that. I thought it might be you. But I was like, maybe not. Maybe so. Who knows? Cool. All right, let's jump into news. Let's see what we've got this week. And then we can go from there. So, Bar Week, Grana, Weep Ninny Bong. This week's event is called Severance. So, has anyone been using Ruination? I'll be using mine for a couple months. He's in the lab constantly now until he gets to level 20 odd. But I believe someone said that they've been coining there. It's 30k coins to get up to level. I wouldn't be rushing him that, but it's good, but I wouldn't be rushing him that much. I've still got other combiners I can use, but it'd be good to have different combiners. But he is very good though. There is a bit of a bug at the minute with Ruination and God Neptune, I believe, where some people are saying they're stunning themselves. I don't think they are stunning themselves. So my issue with this is, and I'm going to talk about this later on, but my issue is that this was caught in playtest. But it seems to be using a certain ability, or after using 3 abilities, it freezes the whole game. So, yeah, sad. But they are still good, but the apes, I presume, are going to work on that before it becomes an issue. But this week's event is a 500,000 point alliance event. So get yourself in an alliance, guys. It's a Prime Core Shard event, so you can get 5,000 Prime Core Shards. So, as I say always, don't forget, guys, get your attack Prime Cores first, and then I would get your defense cores second. So if you don't have most of the attack cores, bot cores for Prime Cores, then I'd go and get them first. Don't forget, guys, don't jump ahead. Then we get some 4-star, 3-star premium shards, some spark as well, some total spark chests, and some alloy and energon as always, and some gold power cores. As you can see there, sort of littered throughout, and then it'd be how many prestige did they say? 1 prestige? It's not 1 prestige. I think they've knackered that up there. It's 500k, then that's 40 prestige, is that right? 20 prestige, 20 prestige, I think it is. Yeah, quick math. 20 prestiges, guys, to get to 500k. Usual battle zones as always, and then game updates and information. So obviously some toy winners for those that went for the 5-star. Congratulations to everyone. Super pleased to see quite a few people that either I know or are on the channel. So where did you go? Seeing them in the channel. So congratulations, Giga Crusher, Alpha Warrior as well. Orion Pax, Moonpire, congratulations on getting the Wreckgar toy. Then the Junkheap toy has gone to BC Rush from NDA. Wolverine 67 from Scorch. Good friend Goose, good guy from G1 Psyops. Naxu from Dark Overlords. Grimlock 2012. J Funk, a buddy of mine from The Horde, well done. Fire Charge 81. Amigo Prime. Skunkster 42. And Big Chief from Psyops as well. It says G1 Community, but he's in Psyops. Decent guy as well. Known for quite a while. So yeah, congratulations to everyone that won the toys. And then the latest batch of Ability 11, which we're going to take a look at shortly. And as always, go and check out your content creators, guys. And then looking at the saga. So look, the worrying thing about this saga right now is we don't have the new combat bot available. I have seen a snippet of it, of what it's going to do, so I've got an idea. It looks like it's going to be another melee combat bot. Now, there was a bit of talk in the chat between the testers, and we said, listen, we need some really good cores for warriors and melee special bots. And looking at it, first impressions, I don't think that's going to be it. I don't think this is the answer yet. But it's very early in testing, but we do only have a week. So no big expectations of this, sadly. Which again, we'll talk a bit about later. But that is coming next week. Then the next event is to be confirmed, which we don't even know yet. Then we've got a Prime Core Shard for 20k. We've got a Halloween special. Then we've got the new bots as part of the endurance event at the end of the saga. Then Community Corner, a couple of cool drawings. And then bug fixes and improvements. We've got Brainstorm and Guy-Hawk and Air Raid and Slipstream. This has been going on for a while. I've not really noticed it myself. But it says we finally fixed both of these bots for Cybertron and Prime League. The rest will have to wait a few more weeks, so apologies. But yeah, they seem to be working again at the top levels anyway. Then we've got Vector Prime. Found an issue where the Vector Prime activates after the HQ is destroyed. So what people were doing was, and this again was caught in testing, people were putting the Vector Prime core behind the HQ. And if you destroyed the HQ before the Vector Prime core was destroyed, then the game would be stuck in a loop where the Vector Prime core would just keep coming back alive again. It wouldn't die. And so you had to then, you got sort of got locked out of the game. And so you had to try and get in the game very quickly and retreat from the battle. So you could never win it, basically. And although I think some people might have done that by mistake, I think some people actually did it on purpose as well, which is kind of a bit of a douchey thing to do. But it is what it is. But they're saying they've got it fixed, basically. And it'll come in the Brainstorm and Guy-Hawk fix, which should be done this Thursday today. So hopefully. And then Sidetrack and Growl, we all know there's a massive hoo-ha about this. It was crazy. I don't even know where it came from. I'm not sure why. But they reduced it down. Some people say it was doing 15 before. I've not had a chance to really go through my stream, but I don't know if it was 10 or 15 seconds. I don't know, guys. A lot of people said it used to be 15 seconds. But they advertised 5 seconds. Everyone lost their minds over it, but they said, no, it's going to be 10 seconds for Sidetrack and Growl when they go invulnerable. So, not too sure, but we'll see. And they put, just keep updated, working on 6 new G1 core, which we'll look at today. Cool. But they have, they said they're going to go live on the 2nd of November now, which is next week instead. So they just put it back a week. So no big deal. So let's take a look at the chat before we start and see what everyone sort of saying. Chris Harmon, it was so. This is what I want to talk about. This is not one of the subjects I want to talk about, but it's something we need to talk about, really. And I don't want to keep beating a dead horse and going on about this and kicking off about this. And I was talking to Tex about this today. So Tex was sort of saying that, I can't remember what chat it was. What he was saying is getting really frustrated with the apes and just the lack of timing and lack of progress. And this was probably me a year ago, if I'm honest with you. And I've sort of come to a conclusion now that when it comes to the scheduling, I, I've tried and tried and tried to sort of influence the apes to get better at scheduling for the last year, even to a point where I was so frustrated that I thought even thought about quitting the game at one point. And then I come to the realization that nothing we're going to do is going to change that. And sadly, we either need to accept it or stop playing the game. And that's your choice entirely. I'm obviously playing the game still, and I do enjoy the game, especially in wars and things like that. But it's just very mundane and very repetitive when you're playing for 7 years, something, whatever it was. Which I played for. I played the game since its concept in beta before it was even released, 6 months before the official release date. So I'm playing for a long time, and I just come to the realization now that this is a thing. This is what it's going to be like, and nothing we're going to do is ever going to change that. Even now they're fully staffed, it's still happening. So, they always say, "Oh, it's because we were short on staff and we didn't have the time." And they've got more staff than ever now, and it's still happening. So for me, I just realised that it's not a staffing issue. It's just that they have really poor planning. And I sort of said that in my job, if I had this poor planning in my job, and I'm not calling for this, but I'd be fired by now. Honestly, like, I'm not calling for someone to be fired, but something needs to happen. Something needs to change because the scheduling is just simply awful. And there's so many things like the vector core bug that was in testing, that got reported in testing 6 to 9 months ago, and is only being fixed now. The ruination bug I found actually in testing, I reported it to them and said, "Listen, this is happening." And then they tried and said it's not happening. I was like, "What's happening to me? It's happening in my account." To the point where one of the agents said, "Listen, can we get access to your account and go in and try it?" I was like, "By all means." And they said they couldn't replicate it. And then, lo and behold, it's gone live and the same thing is happening. So the frustrating part is not that bugs are happening. The frustrating part is that these bugs are happening, they know about it, and then they still push these things live. And then when we add on the fact that we were balancing the new ability 11s, and we were doing a bit of back and forth, and I felt there was one more change that needed to be made to one of the bots. And I put that in the chat, I think it was 2 days ago, and then literally the newsletter came out and said, it's going live this week. And we were never notified of that. We were still sort of talking between ourselves. And that's the frustrating part, when we're still sort of balancing the bot ourselves. And really, the apes have gone, well, we're done with this. They decided this a few days ago, but let us all, not argue, we're arguing over it really, but let us all, talk about it and sort of see the points of views and discuss it when there's no need to. It was all done and dusted. So frustration on the testers' parts as well, that we weren't even notified this was getting signed off. And then we've got the new combat, which again is out next week, and we haven't even got it yet to balance. So lots of these things, lots of these problems that are going on behind the scenes, and we just don't know why. Not a clue. But I've said so many times that I need to improve the scheduling to the point where now I'm just sort of like, that's the way it is, guys. It's always going to be this way. I know all I can do as a tester and a content creator is, as a content creator, tell you guys what I think of the content. As a play tester, balance it when I get it and put my ideas forwards. And if those ideas aren't conveyed, then it's not conveyed. It's one of those things. I'm very much like a, sort of Wozza sort of mentality right now about it. And it is what it is. I'm not going to get annoyed anymore and frustrated by it. Sad as it is. Let's have a look what else. When's the next Defense Prime course coming? Not too sure. That is the next big thing, I think, though. Is the next stage. Obviously, the next Prime course, an MDS upgrade, Spider-Man upgrade. And I still think there'll be an extra attachment to the MDS. I do. Oh, and Chris Harmon is Wolverine 67. Oh, well, there you got him. Why not call yourself Wolverine 67 then? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Anyway, congratulations, bud. Yeah, exactly, Garrett. I don't have a clue what they're doing, honestly. Stay Puff, yeah, smokes, glass gas disappears when a target is destroyed. I did notice that in testing today. But again, we weren't even sure this was going live. We were still sort of balancing it. Never mind doing anything else. So it is something I need to look at. But yeah. I'll give you something else as well. Here's one for you as well. So how it sort of works is when this content sort of comes to us, I normally say to Dale like, can I have the PNGs, the sort of like characters to make thumbnails, things like that. And if you look back at the God Neptune and Ruination thumbnails, we got God Neptune and Ruination like 2 months ago, and they asked for the PNGs, didn't have them. And then I asked for the PNGs, didn't have them. And I asked about 3 or 4 times, even to the point where the day before they were coming out, I asked for a PNG on Thursday, and they didn't have them then. Even the artwork is taking a decade to come to the content creators even. So even the artwork was always like one of the first things we got. But even that is coming late now. I don't know what is going on. I'm really baffled. Really don't know what's going on. It's gone backwards, if anything. They've got more people on board, and it's gone backwards, which is the weird thing. So I don't even know. Eros, they can't even do a stream for us. It's too much work to explain why they nerf things. They always do the same. They nerf things and mess things up in the game, and then cancel the stream afraid of us. I don't think it's that. I don't think they cancel the stream because I'm afraid of. They have done it in the past. They have done something wrong, and they come in the stream and addressed it. So I don't think they're scared of that. I just think it's something else, but I don't know. Oh right, yeah, second. Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, but Lancaster, but November's a month away. Yeah, I thought it's not 2nd of October, 2nd of November. Jesus, wow. So they've cancelled it indefinitely. Really, not doing a stream at all. Wow, that's really bad. Wow. Yeah, I didn't realise that. Mercenary Terror, in my opinion, the game's getting boring. They need more. The problem is, so this is what I was gonna talk about another stream, but I'll touch upon it. The problem is that they brought out Titans, and it's not added anything good to the game. It's not added anything new to the game. They brought out the tech tree, and it didn't add anything new to the game. It made it more complicated, if anything, just made it harder. What else are they releasing? They're releasing new combiners, but we've already got combiners, so the new combiner. They're releasing new bots, but we've already got bots for the new bot. They're releasing new combats. It's just more the same. Even these weapons that they're bringing out, it's still just a combat dressed up as something else. The new Titan that's coming, it's just another Titan. The war rework is just supposedly going to be a tournament of some kind. Not a unicorn tournament, but a tournament. So they need something new. They desperately need some investment in the game to make it new. There's too many things that have been in the game for too long, for years, and it's been a bit stale. They lack a bit of innovation, I think, and some ideas to get things done, the time and access to do it as well. Chris Hammond, any guess or feeling on the next endurance bot? I just can't see it being a fan favourite, personally. With Retgar coming out, who is a fan favourite, I can't see it. But, I mean, what have we had recently? We've had a healer. We've had a couple of specials. We've had a warrior. So, I think maybe we might find it's a gunner. I reckon we might have a gunner or an airbot. Even had an airbot in a while. Who's the last airbot that we had in endurance? Was it SG Jetfire, I think? But you know what? I'm actually thinking, like, the apes actually think about this. Like, hang on a minute, we need an airbot. I don't think they do. I just think, oh, right, we need another bot. Let's release it like this because this bot suits this. The scheduling isn't that. I don't think it's that accurate. Wolves, Alliance HQ. It's not adding much to the game. They're sort of bringing out these new releases, but there's nothing new about it. Nothing exciting about it. It's a new game mode. So I doubt it. How about an investment to fix the known bugs that have been around for years? Well, yeah, we know that. And again, they've always said, yeah, we just need more people. Now they've got more people and they still can't do it. So, Cellbolt's put probably an Armada bot or animated since they got the new figures lately. Yeah, I think we'll see something like that. I think we'll see a less of a fan favourite, really, next. And yeah, Penny Lancaster support last airbot was SG Jetfire. Run Van Holland, game is shutting down. I don't think so. I don't think so. Mercenary Tellers put Beachcomber and Jaguar. I'm still waiting for Ratbat. Candyman's put. Erod, they should fire all those scammers and give the company to Wozza Freezers and Text. People really care. Listen, I'm not for 1 minute could I run this company. Like, you know, I'm not a programmer or anything like that. But it does need someone to manage it, I think, properly, because it doesn't just, I don't know. For me, it just seems like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. The art department don't know what's going on with the game, and then they're developing something, and Yanis is working on something totally different, and I don't know. It's hard for me. I'm not a part of it, so I'm just from the outside. But it's very easy to criticise from the outside, though. I don't know what's going on in there, but who knows? Who knows? Last airbot was Slingshot. Was Slingshot a... No, Slingshot wasn't a... No, Slingshot wasn't an endurance bot. Slingshot was brought out as a 4-star and then was put in a batch. He wasn't an endurance bot. So, yeah. Yeah, Vincent Lee's put the same thing out. Yeah, Alliance HQ and the dispatch missions didn't add anything to the game. Just extra buttons to press. That's it. Let's be honest. Titans, it's just a few extra buttons to press, something else to fight, but the battles are awful. The Alliance HQ is just something to press to give you something. The dispatch missions is something to press to keep you occupied. You know, just just lack some insight and some innovation desperately in the game. And I think the last innovative thing that they actually did was probably raids. How long ago was that? Who knows? But a long time ago. But yeah. Cool. Right, okay, let's go into the game. Let's look at these builds 11s. Let's have a bit of a chat about that. Cool. So, let me just reload this. I hate this because it does this. Does it do it on everyone else? Oh, and by the way, if we're getting that interference, I think I've turned my notifications off. So if we get any of that interference that we did last week, can you please let me know, guys, so I can address it? Please. Thanks. Does everyone else get this, though, where everything sort of floats a mile in the air away from where the actual thing is? I don't know, I get that, but hey, let's reset it. Ben Lancaster's put his interference pop now. Even today, though. That's weird. They just turn on notifications. I'll have to listen to it back. I think I turned all notifications off, I think. Cool. So Matt Pauley's put Devil's Advocate here. Hey, I'm all for that, always. Titan and Dispatch missions enable more resource collection. My bot growth has sped up since they were released. I was stuck in Camley, but now in Prime. So, sell your traffic going to my phone. Oh, okay, interesting. Here's one for you, Devil's Advocate, vice versa, Matt Poley. Why not just increase the amount of resources you get from buildings then? Why spend all that money on all those things just to get more resources they could have put in an event anyway? You know. Wilson's put, I've got an idea for a game mode, something with acid. Honestly, I literally saw it today. There was someone talking about Dial in the chat, and someone went, give him fire or acid. And I was like, no, 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 stop with the acid. Honestly. No. What was the lollipop? What lollipop? What lollipop? What you want about? Oh no. Kristen Jones gets as well. I need to work that out, I need to work that out. I do. I'll look into it more, guys. Let me know what happens today as well. Cool. Alright, okay, so we have just had start again. So so today the 3 new ability 11s have gone live. So go and check them out if you haven't already. And the 3 bots that have got ability 11 are Sandstorm, Smokescreen, and Star Saber. So let's have a look. So let's have a look at Star Saber first. So ability 11. Basically, he gains a 70% shield for 20 seconds after landing. 20 seconds, it seems like an eternity. And the big question is, has that made Star Saber relevant? Which we'll look at later. Next up, we have Smokescreen. So we've been asking for this for ages for Smokescreen to get ability 11. So exactly the same as before, but now his shot leaves a 7-second glass gas effect on nearby targets. So basically like a white creme. Now I do want to point out that there's a couple of bugs still in playtest. Not sure if it's going to the game where the visual effects are not working properly. So this is similar to Warpath. So when Warpath uses ability in a line, they all do get glass gas, but not all of them have the symbols for glass gas on them. So when you do use Smokescreen, it does appear on some, but not all of them. But it is taking effect. It can be hard though because of the range, but I'm sure they'll have a look at that as part of the bugs. But who knows when it gets fixed? There is a bug as well at the minute. Whereas if you shoot a target and you destroy the target, the glass gas is not applied in that area when destroyed, which is another bug they need to look at as well, which I found today in testing. But again, we were sort of landed with it last minute of not really knowing exactly what is happening. I'm just getting signed off. And then the last one is Sandstorm. So Sandstorm's ability 11 is that he now gets a 40% max health and damage absorption for 12 seconds now to increase survivability. And also, the healing effect from the supply airdrop is extended to a larger area. And that is the changes to those 3 bots. So before we start having a look at it, what do you guys think in the chat? Good ability 11s, worthwhile? Would you spend your Spark and your Zen on upgrading these bots? Let me know. But look at them one by one, so we'll have a look at what they do and then we'll have some ideas on how we can utilize them. Saber. And deep prize, but they're all SS. I didn't think about that. Smokescreen, Star Saber, Sandstorm. Oh yeah. Cool. So let's have a look at Smokescreen. So we'll put Smokescreen down here. So we can shoot this billbot for a start. There we go. And you can see the glass gas taking effect. And the good news is, because you now put glass gas on a target, with his G1 core, you can now 2-shot billbots. And this is because of the 67. But max, I'll tell you what, I'll max him and show you. But he can. So yeah, pretty cool. And then Sandstorm. So the supply airdrop is a lot larger. So is the rushing. So you can see now as he rushes, he gets that shield that we have with pipes. Now I have seen people saying, oh, we can use Sandstorm like we do pipes. Don't forget, look, he's still taking damage. It's only a 40% shield, not 80. And he does have a lot less health than pipes does. So you could not use Sandstorm the same way you do pipes. But his survivability has improved dramatically. So because you can do a supply airdrop like this, and then rush him in, and he gets all that healing and a shield as well, and he will heal back to full health. So very good change to Sandstorm. And then Star Saber, looking at Star Saber, so we'll go up here, we'll hit a mine. It's alright. We'll give him a minute and let Sandstorm just plug away over there. So you see there that he's got his core. It's not his core. It's a combat core, whatever you want to call it, or his weapon. It's a bit of a bug where it just looks a bit weird. It looks like he's stuck in one place, so I'm not too keen on it. The animations need addressing, but you can see here that he rushes in, and then he gets a shield. So he's been hacked there, but you can see, look at his survivability. Look at that. So I think there's an FFD around here as well. Is there an FFD? No. So you can see, look at all that damage. He's still staying alive. So survivability has gone up, you know, tenfold now. So all those times where you couldn't use Star Saber because, you know, he kept getting caught in mines and just killed like a shield. You can see survivability. Yeah, listen, he's no pipes, but his survivability, as you can see there, has gone up a lot. So very, very cool ability 11s. And so in playtest, when we were sort of discussing this, we said that Sandstorm's main problem is that he doesn't survive long enough. I've always loved Sandstorm. He's leveled, I think got mine level 67, I think it is. And I've always wanted to use him in wars and never been able to because it just dies. And I always said that he just needs a shield of some kind or something. Or heal himself, some kind of survivability. And this is the answer that the apes gave him. And the only change that I would do is they've increased the range of the supply drop and the tar, which is alright, it's not bad. I would rather have had the shield with both abilities. So you can use a supply airdrop and have a shield set in one place. Because at the minute, you only get the shield if you rush in. But you don't always want to rush in. You don't want to rush ahead. So normally defenses behind your tanks are pretty much dead because your gunners are killing them. So you don't want to rush ahead. You don't want to get caught in that sort of bombardment. So you want to get the shield when you use a supply airdrop, not the tar rush. But saying that, it is a good shield. So I'm not too disconcerted. I'm not too annoyed at the fact they haven't added it for the supply airdrop, but the added range is a good addition as well. It will help them a lot in Zen farming, help them a lot in raids and things like that. So I think there's, you know, some good utilization. I think it's a good ability 11, worthwhile. I'm going to test him a bit in wars, try and put him in instead of Minerva, go no healer. And I think that's an option because with Sandstorm at 3+3 he is, and when you compare that to Minerva, who's 5 ability points, so you've got 771 times 15, so you're talking about 10k healing for 5 ability points. I only generally use Minerva once, so 10k healing, there or thereabouts, maybe a bit more for over 15 seconds. And then you look at Sandstorm, and you've got the 5.5k times 2, don't forget, because it doubles with the tar rush. So then you've got 11k over 10 seconds for 6 ability points, but you gain a gunner. So you do lose the healing aspect of having a healer, but in terms of the actual ability, it's very similar to Minerva. But in this sense as well, you don't have to go the whole hog and, you know, have the 5 ability points and use them. If you only need half that, then you can use that and just use 3 ability points. So, going to be interesting how we can use Sandstorm in that sort of way. And maybe replace Minerva. Hopefully. That's what I'm going to try and do anyway with my Sandstorm. That was always the plan eventually, which never come to fruition because it just died. But that could be the plan now. And then Smokescreen. So at first, what I put in the chat was that I would like damage to the target. So when you fire Smokescreen in a line, the glass gas goes along that target. But then after talking about it with a few other testers, we kind of felt that it was a bit too much like Warpath. And it would substitute Warpath and make him less relevant, both being gunners. So then I think, I can't remember if someone else came up with it or the apes came up with the idea of having the glass gas in an area instead. And that's probably better if you're thinking about it. The glass gas idea works well because it's a combo bot to finish things off and do damage in an area. And we always said that this guy's really good against combiners and bots. He's good on defense. He doesn't need anything to help that. What he does need is some help against defenses. And so this is sort of where that came from. So yeah, very pleased with the outcome of this, how it works, and how you can utilize it. Glad that you can use the G1 now and two-shot build bots. That was always a bit of a downfall. Yes, you can put the volatile mixture in, but now you've got a reason to level this guy up to max so that he can two-shot build bots. So that's always a plus as well. And then obviously we come to Star Saber, and we know the conversation for Star Saber came straight away from people saying that we've asked for him to be improved. He got given Victory Leo. That didn't really improve him. He got given the V-Lock core. That didn't really improve him. He got made a 5-star. That didn't really make him relevant. So we all said in the chat that no matter what they've done, it's not made this guy relevant. He needs to be able to survive. And that's always been the talking point. Is that Star Saber does quite good damage in a massive area. We've even reduced his cost, you remember back then, where it was costing a silly amount of points. And we've done so much for Star Saber. And I felt like this was the last chance we had to try and give him some sort of relevance. And out of the blocks, they give him a 70% shield for 20 seconds. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, that 20 seconds is a long time. And when we compare that 20 seconds to the likes of the MSM mines, it just belittles it. 20 seconds is more than enough time. Now, I've been doing some testing of sending him into places. Now, it doesn't do enough to take build bots out on its own, because with one rush, just about just short of 5k damage. But that's why I put Megatronus on as well, to that bit extra damage. But what even I didn't think about was that you rush to a target and you do 5k damage, but then you rush again, so you're kind of doing 10k damage in that area. So if you can rush into an area, let Megatronus sort of do its bit, then rush him again, you're going to do 10k damage in an area there. So on these sort of clustered bases, it's going to work quite well. He's going to stay alive as well. And when I was testing him, he actually even outlasted the Liege core. So my Liege core is at level 18 and it hacks the bot for 10 seconds. But Star Saber survives with his shield for 20 seconds. So if we drop Star Saber here, so we're going to send him into the MSM mine. So there's the MSM, he's hit the MSM now. So he stuns the area, he freezes the area, which also helps his survivability. You can see he's not really budged. Yes, there's no FFD, you would have to remove them first if you're going to use him. Then let's send him in over here. Again, no FFD cores, but we've got the Liege core. Now, he has Megatronus on. He doesn't have Liege himself, so he can get hacked. But you can see there that all that damage, that incredible damage, he's got Sky Rain there. He's got Twin Twist there. He's got 2 beam lasers. He's got Shock Tower whilst being hacked. And yes, okay, he didn't last the entirety of it, but he lasted a good 5 or 10 seconds without getting killed. So a good opportunity there is to put Liege on Star Saber so he can't get hacked. And it solves a lot of issues with him. And yes, he can get caught with the MSM, but it's the same as every other bot. But we've got anti-stun cores, we've got FFD, he gets caught in MSM, you obviously, like most of the bots, get caught in Liege. So the big question is there just too many counters for Star Saber still? That's the big question. I think that his ability 11 has made him very relevant, if I'm honest with you. And I've been trying a neat little trick, and I've been trying this on this base. And that's not to say that it'll work on every single base, but we do see a lot of these back-loaded bases, front-loaded with resources. We see a lot of these recently. And so I thought, you know, with Star Saber's range, there must be some way we can use this to advantage. And I did try this before we got ability 11, and it just died. Every time I tried it, it just died, and I sort of gave up. So as soon as I heard he got this ability 11 and got the shield, I thought, I'm going to try this again. So what we're going to do is, we're going to add an FFD. Just so, I don't want people saying like, oh, Wozza tried it, but obviously you set his base up so that, you know, it would make Star Saber less relevant. So, one FFD, I could add 2. But I'll show you how we're going to get rid of that FFD. Because you need to before you use him. Okay, so, like I said, we have to get rid of that force field. If we don't get rid of that, that shield is irrelevant. So he's got no ability then, basically. So we do need to get rid of that. Simple method. And as you can see here, that I've got Smokescreen, but other than that, I've got Rook, who's a tank. Star Saber, who's pretty much a tank. He's not got great DPS. Pipes, who's a tank. Ironhide, who's a tank. Robuster, which is quite tanky, doesn't have crazy DPS. And then Impactor, who's a tank. So the point I'm making here that I've not put loads of gunners in here to do loads of damage. We're going to let Star Saber and Smokescreen do all the work for us. So we're going to drop Rook up here. We're going to drop Pipes down here. I'm going to drop Smokescreen. And we're going to drop Minerva. So straight away what we're going to do is we're going to take this build back out with Smokescreen. And what we're going to do is we're going to let them do a bit of damage, get some points back. We'll drop the other points over here to get these points back quickly. What we're going to do is I'm going to drop Smokey up there to do some glass gas in an area. Use Saber there. Going to use Saber down there. And you see there that it's surviving really well. I'm getting all them points back. Oh, Minerva's died though. Then we're going to send him up there and do damage as well. So what we've done here with Star Saber is we've weakened a lot of defenses. Now they're not doing, something crazy, but we've weakened a lot of defenses. So obviously we're going to try and stay away from this healing core up here. Got glass gas in an area. And all we're going to do is going to send Star Saber in again up there. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to send Pipes in for that Liege. Want to get rid of that Liege core, but now I'm just going to start cleaning things up with Smokescreen. Choose Smokescreen to clear up, Smokescreen to clear up. There's a huge amount of glass gas in the area. And you can see that Smokescreen has literally cleared it all. And that top section is obliterated. I've literally just used Saber 4 times. Got rid of that Liege core. That's the only thing you got to worry about. And then use Smokescreen to finish off. Incredible amount of damage that he's doing for the cost. Now, don't get me wrong. The only way this is possible is because of all them points at the front. But my point being is that so many people use this kind of base design for that reason, that Star Saber becomes a really, really viable option. And this is the first time, I think, that I've actually considered even leveling Star Saber for this reason. Now, for those that have watched my channel for years, they'll remember the old tactic of where I sort of did Star Saber and Goldfire and Elita and cleared a big area, and I called it the cleanup crew. And it worked amazing at like HQ 16, and it's been dead and buried since then. And this sort of gets me thinking, will it bring Goldfire even back into the meta again? Maybe. Can we use Star Saber that much? Can we use Goldfire over the top and Smokescreen again? And there's loads of little combinations that have sort of got me sort of thinking, and it's all thanks to Ability 11 for Star Saber. Because without that, I don't think it would do anywhere near enough damage. And you can see there, I've tried using God Neptune or Ruination, and it works even better with those guys. with this sort of structure of taking Star Saber and weakening everything because it does such huge damage. Same with Skyrim, because Skyrim does crazy damage in an area and weakens everything. Star Saber sort of gets rid of all that as well. So Star Saber, Smoke Screen, Combiner, sort of using them in tandem with the Titan Blasts, where it's all defenses clustered up, has worked absolutely amazing for me. Honestly. So, honestly, guys, I'd even consider, if you're going to give Star Saber ability 11 and go for it, I'd go for it. I really would. Out of these three, I think that's probably the best of the ability 11s. If I'm honest with you, I think all three are good. I'm surprised I'm even sat here saying this because I sit here so much and criticise the ability 11s. But I actually think all three of these are good. That I was sat here earlier today going, which one am I going to do? I really want to use Sandstorm in Wars. But I think if I level Star Saber, he'll be probably better against those bases. But I have got an answer for those bases. But I do need Smokescreen as well, and he's leveled up already. I do like that gas. So yeah, it's a good conundrum to have. I'm loving these ability 11s. I think they're absolutely brilliant. And I don't think you can go wrong with any three of them at the minute. So hopefully you guys have got some bots already level for it. If not, maybe go and level some of these bots. Try them out in your wars, guys. And obviously, as we cascade down, these guys will even be better at lower levels. So go and give them a try. And always listen. I always say to people, listen, let me know how it goes. Let me know. Send me some videos. You know, and if it does work really well, then hopefully I can showcase it on the stream. But good luck. I hope you enjoy them. I'm personally really impressed with them. And I hope they work well in wars and breathe a bit of life in some old bots that maybe weren't quite as relevant. So let me know, guys. See what everyone's put. A bit of interference. Okay. Good to know. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. Why am I getting it? Volcanicus says if Smoky works, yep, great. I agree. Penny Lancaster hasn't spent any yet. Chris Harmon, I used him in Prime League today in one of the last few standing. Defosaurus. Yeah, I agree. Penny Lancaster, I plan on doing one and using in my other for Robust SA11. Yeah, it's very good, Robuster. Candyman did Defosaurus' ability 11. Cool. Luke B, I'll take Smokescreen and Star Saber to ability 11. Volcanics number 1, much more impressed. I thought the landing was just after deployment on the landing area. What do you mean? You mean from Sunstorm, I think? It's a massive area. Ronald Van Holland, when he hits a mine, he's dead. Well, you've seen there. I hit a mine and carried on. Also depends what level he is, obviously. Penny Lancaster think he's going to be a beast on defense now and hard to kill. Maybe. I mean, stunning an area. I mean, obviously he's got his counters. That's the big draw point. But not everyone uses electric bellbots right now. And so I've always said this, that everyone's using anti-heal and they're using FFD. So if you can use Smokescreen to take out the FFDs and maybe even late deploy Star Saber and take one out with your Titan, get rid of FFDs, use Star Saber, free to use. And if people start bringing in the electric bellbots, then fine. You know what? It will free one less bellbot to take out for whatever else. You know, if people start using 2 FFD, 2 anti-heal bellbots, and then 1 electric, well then that frees it out for Warpath. That frees it out for Blades. You know, certain bots that will come back into the meta again. Jason Kenyon's put, not sure if intended, but Saber's shield also defeats a stun from Fellbat. I'm not too sure if that's intended or not. I'll have to see. What else? Oh, right. So you think because the phone's next to the speaker? Oh, right, okay. I can do that. I can move that. Right, okay. So you think moving the speaker would help? I might switch the screens around then, maybe. I might switch the screens around and move the mic over a bit more over here, maybe. Good to know. Good to know. I'm actually quite good with technology, but I'm not an audiophobe in that sense. So, yeah. Um, well, it's a drinking game. Hey, Jamie Carpenter, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I was shocked I went 20 seconds as well, Volcanicus, but it's still good. Well, Star Saber is edging close to relevant. I think it is. I think, honestly. Vincent Lee, why don't you put the age on Star Saber instead of Megatronus? You can do, but I like to have it on Pipes personally so I can use him freely because not every base will need. I'm not one of these that will attack a base and then change all my cores around. I have a set team that I want to use for every single base and make that relevant in every single way. And I don't think I'd use Star Saber in every single base. I think I'd use Star Saber in front-loaded and back-loaded bases, but maybe not in other ones. I don't know yet. But I like my liage on Pipes. It works. It gets me 300, so why change that? Megatronus is on Slash for leveling, but I don't think I need it on her really desperately. But then I can put it on Star Saber for when he is in Wars. So for me, it's just having a core on him that I can keep. And yes, the age is definitely an option, but I think that Megatronus as well does a bit extra damage just to, I don't know. We've used him twice for 10k damage. You need 11k to get rid of shock towers, so I just like that extra damage from Megatronus. And don't forget that it doesn't do damage on the way. That was a big fallacy that people thought, that it does damage with his ability. It doesn't, it's just where he lands. So where he sets off, he'll have Megatronus around him. Use ability, Megatronus will not take effect. And then he lands, and Megatronus will take effect where he's landed within a DPS range again. So yeah. Alchemist, yeah, maybe. Alchemist isn't a bad option. I have mine on B because he struggles surviving wise, but I don't think Alchemist is a bad option actually. Yeah. Penny Lancaster, we need a bot that acts like an FFD on offense. We've got that. We've got someone that moves shields. We've got Roadbuster. Roadbuster and Half Shell. They remove shields, so yeah. What else? Roadbuster the Goats. Is Smokescreen good? Yeah, it's very good. Very good. Yeah, Wills has hit the nail on the head. Smokescreen's always been good. Ability 11 just makes him better. Metabear, why is it that you were literally in the chat criticising me a few hours ago and then you come in the stream watching? It baffles me that. I don't understand people that will criticise a streamer saying, I don't really like them as a streamer or whatever, and then go and watch them. Mad. Sandstorm S11 is actually very decent. The shield makes quite a difference. Yeah, it was always the case. Sandstorm always struggled to stay alive. That was always the problem. Wolves, cores, and combats count. That's a very good point. Let them up and get me in your war team. Yeah, cores and combats is a very important subject. You really need to get the cores and combats right to make them really work properly. Christian Cruisers put, hi Sunstreaker Wozza, can you say something about the specific weapons of the Predacons and Dinobots? They already forget to continue adding the game. What do you mean? You mean like added? Well, don't forget they are adding weapons. So that might work. Franson's put, I took SS and SS to 11. You gotta guess which two. I don't know. I'm gonna guess Sandstorm and Smokescreen. I'm gonna guess because I know you've got them. Well, you probably got starter level as well, knowing you. But they're the two oldest ones, I think. Chris Harmon, what about Star Saber and Bumblebee? Yeah, but you got to think Bumblebee's range is not obviously as good as it. So, and someone else mentioned in playtest as well. They said that the glass gas is, someone might say it's OP, but you got to think that glass gas, when it hits it from range, not a lot of bots can reach that far. So it's not as OP as you might think. But it helps in two-shot bell bots with a G1 core. So I'm all for it. I think that's really good. Something wasn't you misunderstood what I asked. I'm talking about Star Saber and an Outpost bot on defense now that has S11 being a beast. No, I understood what you said. Yeah. I think he'd be alright. I think he'd be good with the shield. I think he'd be alright, but I don't know. Cool. High corners, I feel like I need to balance some screen. And please make Gunner. I have, well, I don't want to land text in the thing, but I did message him a while back. He never got back to me. So I will chase up again about doing some upgraded lists of gunners and things like that. So we do need to do a 2023 list. So it was literally around this time, September, in 2022 when we did that list. So I do want to do a ratings video for the gunners in the game. And I also want to do a ratings video for all the 5 stars in the game. I think some are more relevant now than they used to be. Yeah. It's just getting the time to do it as well, because it's mad hard this time of year for my business. It's really quiet on this time of year because obviously summer's over, everyone's saving for Christmas now. So believe it or not, when it's actually quiet, it's harder. It's easy when it's busy to sort of fit things in and stuff. So a lot of focus on the business at the minute. But I'm going to take some time off, I think, and get some bits and bobs done. So I might hit text up about that as well. Cool. And so the next thing that I want to talk about is the relevance of prime cores. And so we got talking about some G1 cores in the chat and how they should be and how good they should be. So the question I'm going to put to you guys is, should a G1 core be better than a prime core? So we have sort of set standards in the game surrounded by the prime cores. So if we look at some of the prime cores, so, you know, Amalgamous doing around 16% extra damage. You know, Alchemist healing 15%. Megatronus doing around 50% extra damage in an area. Micronus healing 2.2%. So these are all sort of like top end sort of barriers of entry where like that is the maximum they will sort of go to. And they won't really go past that in most cases. But the big question is, with all these G1s coming out, it costs quite a bit to chase these G1 cores. You know, they're not cheap. They're not easy to get. People do chase these and, you know, will buy a bundle for like $100 just to get the G1 core if it's good. So this is why, one, I think that the G1 cores need to be good. Because they're not available free to play, really. I mean, they are. But if I want Roadbusters G1 in G Metal, how long is that going to take me to get free to play? A long time. I might get lucky. But if I want a full team of it, well, if I want all 8, that's almost impossible free to play to get all 8 G1s in G Metal. And so we've got the Prime Core, which is nothing wrong with that because the Prime Cores are good. But you start to think that the Prime Cores got released in what? 1998? 2018? I think it was, 2017? It was a long time ago when these Prime Cores were released. And I think that they used to go to 15, I think, and they increased them to 20. Have they always gone to 20? I think that they got increased from 15 to 20 a long while back. But the big question is that, you know, should G1 cores be better than Prime Cores? And for a long time, I said no. Prime Cores are Prime Cores, and they should be the best in the game. But now, that's also going against the fact that I say that new content should be better than older content. And I think that Prime Cores have got their use in the game. But in terms of healing numbers and damage numbers, I think it's time that we can surpass these. And there's nothing wrong with having another core that's as good as or better than Amalgamous. You know, why not? Because Amalgamous, I can put it on Laser Optimus, I can put it on Sentius, I can put it on Impactor. It's like a one core fits all. But if I go and chase the G1 core for Sentius, alright, but specific, we get what I'm saying. That can only go on him. So it limits its use. So surely that should be better on Sentius. It should be better than Amalgamous, because I can put that on Sentius, put Amalgamous somewhere else. If I have, you know, a core for Star Saber, I know he's got a core already, but, you know, that does crazy amount of damage, then it should do more than Megatronus does. Because I can put Megatronus on anyone. But the core specific for Star Saber, which is hard to get, in my opinion, needs to be better than Megatronus. even just an extra 5 or 10%, it needs to be better. And someone else said in one of the chats that they're tired of seeing G1 cores that only have one use. And they kind of got a point that, you know, it needs to have maybe 2 uses and make that bot better. And Spaceship once said to me, they said that we shouldn't be using Ability 11 or G1 cores to correct a bot's downfall. But for me, that's what it is. What is this bot missing from being complete? From being, it can stay alive, it can do damage, it has good health. What does this bot need? That's what I ultimately look at when I look at G1 cores Ability 11s. What does this bot need? This bot needs this. Okay, what's the best way to give him that? And that's what a G1 core needs to do. And it needs to surpass anything else that's in the game and work unbelievably well for that one bot. And that for me makes G1s surpass Prime cores. But we found that they're still stuck with the Prime cores being the top level of the game. What do you guys think? Would you be happy that G1 cores surpass Prime cores? You know, so Prime cores been in the game for a long time. I always say old content should be not as good as new content. So let me know what you think in the comments, guys, on whether you think Prime cores should be as relevant as G1 cores. But me personally, with the amount of chasing and money that's involved in chasing G1 cores, they should be the, you know, penultimate, you know, top core for those bots. So everyone else is put in. Pen Lancaster, I think a G1 core should be on par with a Prime core. But then again, so in the point, so it's on par. So if I have, let me have a think a minute. So if I've got Primer, does, alright, it's not maxed out, but 21% extra damage for 5 seconds. If I get a G1 core for Beachcomber in the future, and it makes him do 21% extra damage for 5 seconds, why chase that G1 core and why level it when I've got Primer core that will do that already? Why spend that money chasing it? Now if Beachcomber, and again, I'm not saying Beachcomber's coming next, by the way, don't take that as that. I'm just picking a bot that's not out yet that I would want out. I love Beachcomber. I had the toy as a kid. Love it. I'll have to fish it out somewhere, actually. Without his tails, obviously. But yeah, if he had 30%, then I want that because it will replace Primer. You know? I'm not saying cores like Alpha Trion should be, made extinct or anything like that, but there should always be that sort of little bit of an edge where you're like, you know, this core gives more than what I've already got, so I want to chase that. If it doesn't give more, and a good example of that is those G1 cores that are like Enhanced Ordnance but do less, and no one goes towards them. You know, when you look at, I think it's Firefly one, where the Enhanced Ordnance does more damage than the G1, and no one really chases the G1 and thinks it's pretty awful because it doesn't do the same amount of damage. Why would you chase that when you've got a core already that does more damage, and that's what you're using for? So that's my point. Jason Rose put Prime core should be the best with G Metals cores right behind. One of Van Holt says no. Chris Harmon says new content should be better than old Prime cores are old. What else? Luke B, I think some Prime cores need to be upgraded. Maybe, that's a good point actually though. Yeah, I think only these two though, Onyx and Solus. I think the rest of them are really relevant. I think you can't go wrong with the other 10. So, yeah. High Corners, option on skids. The best gunner in the game, I still think. At least one of them. He's on my war team. Put it that way. Volcanicus and ones, fair point on Prime cores. Stay Puffs, they should be on par with the Prime core. Just give it a different option for your bot. Maybe. MD Prime reckons should put Prime cores 25. Maybe. Not a bad shout. Stay Puff, they need more variety in cores. Maybe it's true as well. Snake says blue streaks need to be added. Yep, I think he'll come eventually as well. Everyone asks for him, so why not? Ronald Van Hollen Prime core should be best. Needs to be rebalanced. But they're not, we got to understand that they're not going to rebalance old content. They might raise it to 25, But they're not going to rebalance old content, guys. They're not going to do it. We'd love to sit here and say they will. They're not going to really buff old bots on the whole. So, Wolves. I don't think they get an extra ability level 25. I just think they'll go to 25 to do extra. I think. Cool. And now let's have a look at the new G1 cores. So we'll have a look at them in the showroom first. Have a look what they look like with the G1 cores. So there is Impactor. Looking pretty cool. Then we can look at Brainstorm with his G1. Now you can't see his face at all. But there he is with his G1 core. Then we've got Red Alert, aka Run Amok. Sorry, and Brainstorm is also Guy Hawk for the cons. Sorry. Red Alert and Run Amok. Let's have a look at him. Where can I find him? Up here somewhere. I never use this enough, you know. Let's go like this. There we go. And there's Red Alert. It's looking pretty cool. I do like that G1 is in, like, you know, what it looks like. Probably one of the cooler ones. So, yeah. Very, very cool. I like Red Alert and his G1 core. He'll get his G1 core, I think. Not because it's good, because it makes him look good. Then we've got Slash. So Slash looks pretty similar in a way. But, yeah, still looking pretty cool. Then we have Snarl. So Snarl looking good in his G1. I think he looks really cool. I like that. And then lastly, we've got Windblade, who I only have in a 4-star, but we can look at her regardless anyway. And there she is with her G1 core. So very cool. So looking at the G1 core, so I believe that most of these are finalized with a small change coming, and we'll talk a bit about that when it comes to it. But Windblade's G1 core. So all of your attacks heal you for 8% of the damage done. Special ability damage increased by 20%. So the special ability damage is great. Really think that is amazing. The thing that we were quite disappointed with in test was the fact that it only heals for 8% of the damage done. So when you calculate it, if she does 10k damage, and it's a big description, but if she does 10k damage, then roughly 10k of that is 1,000 HP she's getting back, give or take. Now 1,000 HP when you're putting a bot into harm's way is not that much, you know, especially when the bot has 28k health. It's 3% of their health they're getting back. It's not a lot. So that was the feedback that we gave, but I'm not too sure that will get changed. I would like that to have been maybe 20% personally. I think 8% is very minimal. But decent. I like the special ability damage though. That's pretty cool. Next up we had Snarl. And this is similar to a Star Saber situation that I said that this is our last chance to make this guy relevant. He's got ability 11 already. He's already a 5-star. This is the last chance. And this increases special ability damage by 20%. So again, when we talk about Amalgamous, Amalgamous being 15.5%, this is a better option than Amalgamous. Well, adds a new long-range fireball attack dealing double the DPS. So DPS being 699 at 67, roughly around 750 at max-ish. So you're talking about 1.5k damage in an area. The ability damage, I love. I think that's really good. But when we talk about Snarl, again, we talk about survivability. We talk about the fact that he rushes in and dies. Doesn't have no shield, no protection, nothing like that. So he dies a lot when trying to use him being a melee bot. And they've added this new long-range fireball attack, which is alright. It's pretty decent when it hits something, but you can't direct it. Similar to when it does that Megatronus effect in the line. The problem with it is it's great damage, but it's very hard to direct it at anything that you want it to. Sometimes it hits something, sometimes it hits what you want it to, sometimes it hits nothing. And that's the kind of problem is we talk about bots that have something that makes them in some way you can't rely on it. And this is a big one for him. Is these fireballs that they add off in a line, you know, they should have given sort of Megatronus effect in a big area for me. a lot more damage, as well as his special ability damage. And we can't keep giving bots shields. We can't. But there should have been something for Snarl to keep him more alive. It's just more damage. Crazy amount of damage. But for me, melee bots, just in general, special melee bots need an improvement. Will this make this guy relevant? No. Did it make him more usable? Yeah, it gives him more damage, but I would not say it's going to make him war-worthy anytime soon. Next up, we have Slash. Slash's G1 core adds 15% to the bot's health. It turns the bot invisible for 7 seconds every 15 seconds. It also deals 1.5% more damage when invisible. So the point I made on this is why I sort of touched upon this about Prime cores and G1 cores and relevance, is that when you put Megatronus on Slash, that's pretty much 50% of your damage. So it's pretty much 1.5%. So the point where it says the bot also deals 1.5 more damage, that's to one target, not in an area. So Megatronus is better than this G1 core in terms of damage. It also adds 15% extra health. Now 15% extra health is not a lot to a bot that is melee. Again, the one thing I do like about this is that it turns the bot invisible for 7 seconds every 15 seconds. So it does half the amount of damage that she's going to take. But the problem with Slash and Ripper Snapper is that they just die too easily regardless. And we did say we could do more range for Slash to get them in range better. That's what we sort of asked for in playtest. But that's not come about. Sadly, they're not getting a more range increase. And I don't know why. I think that the Apes might be a bit worried about Slash killing the HQ on her own. But she can't. No matter HQ that HQ 18 has, she can't. And if they do that for HQ 17, she already kind of can anyway. So I don't think it'd make her stupidly OP. I think it'd make her easier to use, less frustrating. Because right now her pathing is really, really hard to predict. So the increase in health is here and there. I don't think it matters. The dealing 1.5% more damage is less than Megatronus, because Megatronus is in the area. So not that good, really. And the invisibility will help her stay alive, but not much. So would I go and chase this core? No, not really. Would I maybe use her in war? No, not really. This would not make her relevant in wars. And I said that, would 10 seconds every 15 seconds be crazy? And the idea I thought was you could have that 10 seconds of her doing damage and clear an area to path maybe and then use her ability and keep her invisible. But then someone sort of said, yeah, but on defense, that'd be a bit OP, having 10 seconds of invisibility. And that sort of got me thinking that this core on defense, I think it'd be pretty good. Doing more damage to an outpost bot, giving them more health, going invisible will cause a bit of chaos, to be honest with you. That's the one reason I don't like Computron. When he goes invisible and then your bots walk off and then he starts hitting your gunners because your tanks have walked off. So I kind of get on defense that might work well, but on offense, it's not going to do much. Then we've got Red Alert and Run Amok. So their core adds 15% extra to the bot's health, which is pretty good. I like that. Additionally, every 12 seconds, create a protective shield that blocks 40% damage for 4 seconds. So it just adds his survivability. And for me, he probably needed damage more than that, but I don't think it's too bad. I think adding more health to him, I think adding the protective shield, yes, it is countered by FFD. So we sort of talked about this in playtest. Shields will always be negated by FFD, guys. That's just something that the Apes have set in stone. So it always will. So it's not a bad G1 core. I wouldn't say it's like mind-blowing, unbelievably amazing. But I think it's worthwhile chasing for him if you use him in wars especially. You've also got to think on defense as well. Adding more health to him makes him better in an outpost. And obviously having a protective shield makes him harder to kill as well. So a lot of people use Red Alert on defense. And I think his G1 core will be a must if you have him in an outpost. Next we have Impactor. And yes, this is the G metal, but it's just showing up as gold for some strange reason. But it is the G metal, as you can see in the picture on the side there. This increases special ability damage by 19.3%. So when you compare that to the likes of Amalgamous, which is 15.5, so it increases special ability damage by quite a bit. But it also adds a new quick blast attack dealing triple DPS. So I thought it was quite good. I thought the quick blast was alright, but the VFX wasn't that good. But if it's triple DPS for Impactor, then you're talking about 2k damage in that area. But someone brought up a good point. Now, I don't really use Impact, so it's a good point that they made. And they said the problem with Impactor is that when you use his ability, he stays stationary and everyone else walks ahead. And so he kind of gets lost and starts walking off and not pathing correctly. And the problem with this new quick blast attack is that does that even more. It emphasizes that because he stops, does that quick blast, it takes a good second or two to do, and then he carries on walking again. So it's something else just to make what's bad about the bot emphasize that even more. And I did sort of talk about the quick blast changing in some way and doing some AoE rounding like Sentius. So maybe not triple DPS, but maybe double DPS in an area. But again, they've sort of not took up on it. They've sort of settled for the quick blast doing what it does anyway. And then last off, we have Brainstorm. So Brainstorm might be getting changed still. Well, not changed, but emphasized. This is why I talked about it. So Brainstorms increase special ability damage by 22.5%. Now, this is going to increase more than an EO core. That is what they've said in the chat. So an EO core is 26.5%. So I'd expect this to go up to maybe 28%. Nothing stupid, but 28%, I reckon. So it will read probably increase special ability damage by 28%, and it also provides 66% protection from laser turrets and beam lasers. So although I'm not too keen on these protect so much from these defenses only, but if it's better than an EO core, then I will welcome it. You know, but I said that in the chat. I said, you know, this G1 Brainstorm, if it does 22.5%, then I'm going to stick with an EO core because I use Brainstorm for that damage. And he doesn't really get hit by beam lasers and turrets. If he does, I've done something wrong. My tank should be hitting them hits on the beam lasers. And with the amount of short range a laser turret does, then he should be either outside of that range killing it, or the tank should be getting them hits. So the laser team, the laser turrets, and the beam lasers is alright. As long as the ability damage is more than an EO core, then I'm sold on this G1. But we'll have a look at a few of these in action. So obviously there's no point in me showing you Brainstorm because it's going to do what an EO core does. So we know that. But we will show you the rest of them that have something sort of a bit different. Impactor, let's go with Red Alert, if we can find him. Go with Slash. We'll go with Snarl. And we'll go with Windblade. Up here somewhere. Yeah. Cool. So we won't go on hard mode, just go on normal mode, just so we can sort of see the animations in action. Cool. Okay, so looking at Impactor, so we pop Impactor down here. See there's his Quick Blast doing 2k damage. There's again. Then if we use his ability, but don't forget, because you're not using Amalgamous, then he won't have the same amount of healing that he would get from Amalgamous. But still very good. See there, clearing an area. Doing more damage than before. So, not a bad core. I wouldn't say it's awful. I think they could have edited a bit maybe to make him a bit more less of a pathing issue. Leave him over there. Then we've got Red Alert. We'll show Red Alert over here. So you can see there. Don't forget, it is 12 seconds, so it does take a while. And there's his shield, see? Again, like I said, it is negated by FFD, but a short shield. Just to, like I said, just to increase his survivability. Then we've got Slash. You can see there, Slash is now invisible. We haven't used her ability, but she's gone invisible like she does with her ability. There we go. And she's back into no mode, what you want to call it, back into being visible. And now she's visible again. So yeah, pretty cool. Thanks, Wolves. I'm gonna move the camera. I think I'll change it around. And then we've got Snarl. So you can see there, Fireball. There we go. So again, it's decent. I like that Fireball effect. I like it firing out. But it's not going to make him absolutely relevant. It's not going to make him crazy good overnight. Doing 1,400 damage. It's not doing much. Then we've got Windblade. So send Windblade over. Let's send over there. So you can see there. She does more damage now. See there, she's healing. She's got a shield. Then we'll send over here. Does damage. Gets a shield. Heals. Let's see how much damage she does. Let's try and take out a mortar. See what she can do. Don't forget, it's only maxed out 4-star. There we go. Pretty cool. So what do you guys think of those G1 cores? Are they worth chasing? Which one are you most impressed with? Which one least impressed with? Is there anything you would change? How would you have changed them? Let me know in the comments, guys. And if you are chasing these G1 cores next week, the week after, good luck. But don't forget, they won't be in the cores anytime soon if you've got some saved up. If you want to know if they are in the cores, the best thing to do is hit them up on Discord and ask Dale to say, listen, are these cores in with the G1 cores, and don't pull them until you know you are. I have some G1 cores saved up. I'm going to pull in a few of them to maybe capture some of these. But I'm in no rush for any of them, really. I'm not super impressed with any of them. I would like Brainstorms, but I'll settle for the EO. I'm not in no mad rush. But overall, I think they're okay. They're not too bad. I think we could see some better improvements. But there's some good additions there if you want them. So go and check them out. Good luck in chasing them, and hope you get them. Let's have a look. Impact sounds awesome. I'm hunting that one for sure. Maybe if we had Impact, I'd be more excited for that. But I don't have him, so I don't really use him. Impact to move to the next target. It doesn't move though, really, unless they're well out of range, does it? It still stays back quite a bit. Impact could be great for clearing areas with this core. Yeah, I think it will better than Amalgamous. So yeah, just be careful of that healing. Or lack of it, I should say. Impact struggles with surviving. Well, yeah, hopefully this won't help in the will it really? But maybe it will because it's clearing better, I don't know. JV Carpenter's put Slash core, seems like I can make a better OP, but at least. Yeah, I think that. Yeah. Jason Roller Snarl needed a shield. Although I agree, I'm tired of giving bots shields. There needs to be something different for these bots that can't survive. Something different. JB Carpenter, I want the Skyhawk G1 cut if it is indeed higher than EO. They have said that, but I would wait till it comes out and then we'll see. Volcanics #1, I would have changed Windblade from healing to a shield duration. 5 seconds isn't enough. Yeah, I kind of get that. Yeah, I don't think anything like not 20 seconds like save, but I think doubling it to 10 seconds would be better than healing. I think for the amount of healing you get, it's a good point actually. So yeah, I agree. Well, that is everything for this week. So a big shout out to everyone that's joined the stream. Really appreciate it, guys. Don't forget, guys, to hit a like on the video if you enjoyed anything today. But the most important thing is don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. As always, don't forget to become a member if you want to see my content earlier than everyone else. It always goes out for members first, whether that's a platinum member or it's a basic member. But don't forget the platinum members get priority on messaging, things like that, and they also get put in for a Google Play and iOS gift card every other month. So yeah, you want to be in with a chance of that, then become a platinum member. But don't forget, if you are a member of any level, then you will get access to my content before anyone else. So go and check that out. But yes, big thanks to everyone that tuned in. I will see you next week, guys. We'll have the finalised G1 cores. From what I'm told, they're not changing much. And obviously, we'll try and show the new combats as well. Might even do a stream short one before that to let everyone know. But we'll have to wait and see. But appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, peace out.